Welcome back to AI War Fleet Command. Fallen Spire Pure Redux continues, and we are making our way forward. As it stands right now, we have 3 city hubs in place. So I did a little bit of stuff off screen. We have one in Philomela, one in Sylvia, and one in MJ12. The remaining 2 will be going in Pallas and Yavin. And there's been some unexpected stuff from the AI, and there have been a couple things that I overlooked. One was here in Quayar. To finish this city, I had to knock out Quayar. Remember, there was a coprocessor there. Well, obviously, I just had to eat the AI progress from that. So we are up to an even 500, which is the most I've ever had. And then the AI has been doing some really weird things. Now, it continues to like this path. And so the fact that we have a Spire city up now in MJ12, we've got all of this in here helping us to protect, and I think we've got, I'm just going to double check my reactors. Yeah, those are all up. We've got a couple shipyards. We've got the Hab Center. I think we might be building, yeah, okay, we're building one more shipyard, and then we'll be totally complete with this one. So this is really a tough area for them to get through. You can see all of the shields and the weapons and all of those things. We're still building. It's all basically in place. They have also been coming in here. They like to come in through here and just skirting around this way. They don't try to go through Pallas in, which is really interesting to me. They go through Pallas, into Sindai, into Quayar, and then into Sylvia. Well, here's a problem with that. Like, Pallas is, I just assumed that they'd take the shortest route. And so, yeah, that they would come in from Pallas and come straight in this towards Radislava. But since they're not doing that, they come into Sylvia, and you can see the Quayar jump. There's not anything defending here. There wasn't. So I've got most of my fleet in here. See 800 ships. We've got some of the Spire stuff in place, all of my starships, etc. That's in this way. So they either like to come this way, and then they also like to come just from Europa up into Eunomia and push up this way, going after Philomela. And the problem with that, of course, is Philomela is directly on the Fortuna wormhole. So in here, I have moved my command station. I just took everything down and rebuilt it. Moved it up here. It was way over on that side of the system. So I'm trying to blockade this off, and I've also given them about half of my Spire ships. There's another destroyer that's being finished in Philomela. That'll join this group, but that's going on here, and so that's just to supplement this. And I don't quite have a full set of turrets in here. I'm gonna max this out. I'm probably gonna upgrade to the Mark III grav turrets. I just want to make sure that it's not too easy for them to burst through. I don't care if I lose Eunomia. I don't care how many times I lose Kashyyyk or Minerva, but I don't want to lose my Spire areas, and obviously them coming in right on top of my command station here, not very healthy for me. And you can see there's our destroyer. We're going to get that all set up. So the 4th shard is the one that we're gathering now. You see we've got a whole bunch of threat. There's been recent other activities that have happened. They've smashed Deimos, so we lost the Mark II radar jammer in there. Unfortunate, not the end of the world. And here's our new, there it is. There's our new shard coming through. And they're going to hit Velius in a minute. I don't really care about that. So we're starting to lose some of the outlying systems, but we've done very well at holding on to everything we've got. They came close to knocking out Sylvia's command station once, but they never really did much to the Spire stuff there. None of our Spire cities, unlike before where we got them destroyed multiple times, they haven't even come close to doing that between our combined ships and defenses so far. So I like the way that is going. We'll just proceed along here. And all of this is building in here. Of course, we've got most of our engineers whirling away. We're up to, what is the max is? Yeah, almost 7.5 million. And they've got more stuff coming. But, you know, I'm right now just waiting to see what they do. Okay, here, now they're coming into Eunomia and then into Fortuna. So let's see if we can handle that, and are we going to have... Yeah, you're ready. So let's send that destroyer through. Yep, and, you know, none too soon, as here's the attack, and it looks like we're going to do just fine. So we'll just move these in here. Why don't we go after... Yeah. Okay. So we're okay here. I'm going to take a minute, though, and do the upgrades I mentioned. I want to invest the extra energy in here. And here's MJ-12 doing its job. Fighting off... Well, there was over 1,000 ships in here. It's been somewhat reduced. But you see they're coming in, but we're not really having a whole lot of problem. The wave hit Velius, that's gone. Kashyyyk is gone. I've got the upgraded defenses here in Fortuna. You see there's a whole bunch in Eunomia. They're going to decide where they want to go. And then also in Yavin, I built a few more matter converters rather. I want to keep this up fairly high. And a matter of fact, I'm not sure that I don't want more. I think I do want more. I'm going to build the other 5. So that's 2 systems worth of those that I have. Because with all the scrap we're getting, again, we're not at a loss for metal at any point. Meanwhile, we have recovered the shard. So we're ready to build our 4th city. And you can see that we've got a couple more frigates. We'll send them on to the fleet area. And the next one's going to go up in Palace. And then we'll do Yavin last. And you can see, here's another example, more ships in Sindai, and they're just coming through. No, they're headed to Quayar. They're headed from Palace to Quayar. That's the way they keep coming. But our fleets are waiting for them, so I doubt that they're going to have a warm welcome. Okay, so I decided to sneak in building. I did some cleanup first, because there's just enough threats, several thousand ships, that I didn't feel like I could just go ahead and build the 4th hub right away. But I didn't spend much time doing that. We've got Velius back up, Kashyyyk back up, Minerva on its way back up. And then the next Fallen Spire Exo was coming. So I wanted to get this wave over and dealt with before that comes. And there comes Kashyyyk again. So they're pounding down that door. But we're starting in here. And they're rebuilding some mines first. But then they'll get to this city hub, and we're going to build the same things we've built everywhere else so far. 3 shard reactors, Hab Center first, and then the 2 shipyards. And then we're going to have, the most shipyards are going to be in the last one in Yavin, but we'll get to that next. And let's see, where's the action? We've got some in Eunomia. Okay, they're trying to head into Sylvia. I don't think they'll get very far. This one had like 20 to 25 Spire ships. Couple more frigates made their way in here, and our main fleet. I think I just want to add these to it at this point. And by the way, over here we've got a couple more ships up and running as well. Those will hop into Fortuna. And then a wave just hit Chiriclo that's almost certainly going to take it out. So that's going on. And right now there isn't anything else that I think for sure needs our attention, but let's just see what happens in MJ-12 first. Oh yeah, they're pounding this pretty good. Yeah, let's send our main fleet in there. So I just sort of try to take a triage situation and what is the biggest problem? What's the thing that's going to hurt me the worst? And it's much different than the barely surviving deal. Oh, they lost MJ-12. That's not good. So I definitely did the right move by coming in here. Yep. Get in there. We're losing a bunch of stuff in here. So now we need... Even our Spire cities need a support. Because you can see all of these... Yep, they're going to come through to Mercury. Okay, we've got a lot of rebuilding to do in here, first of all. And then let's see what's going to happen in Mercury, because it's just sort of a straight... I don't think they have enough left, but it's just sort of a straight shot to the homeworlds. Once they get by this, it gets dangerous. Yeah, and I think there's not going to be much that made it through. Okay, so let's definitely focus on the rebuild here. And we look at our Spire stuff. We've got... see, 99%, 99%, 55, 91. So the Spire stuff did fine. They just smashed the snot out of everything else. And we don't have any remains rebuilders, so I need help from outside. So Chiriclo went and was recovered. Once again, we get threat down under about 2,000. And so all of that is going as it normally does. We still haven't recovered Deimos. I don't care about that. They haven't actually attacked Hector at all, which is weird. So the next shard signal came up in Sedna. We've got most of the Palace Spire City Hub up. And I decided to tempt fate by going ahead and going after this at the same time that we've got impending Fallen Spire Exo coming. Now that could be unwise, but I'm going to go with it anyway. Now unfortunately the Fallen Spire wave and the 5th shard both hit at the same time. So here in Sedna, it looks like it's just left now into Mercury. Yep, and it's about to make the jump into Falcorm. It doesn't take it that long to get home. Now, we are doing some fighting here in Eunomia, our fleet having no trouble clearing out what's in that way. They've just jumped into Minerva, so they're probably going to, looks like some might go to Palace. Most of them probably headed to Kashyyyk. We'll probably head that way if that number gets too high. But most of them are coming into Chiriclo, which, I mean, we're going to lose Chiriclo. We got Implosion Artillery and Shield Bearers and fun stuff in here. They'll take out our black hole machine in here finally. This is just starting to rebuild. It's not going to be able to resist, so I'll go out that way if I can. But that's way away from us, and then they'd run into Philomela if they came in here. So really, that's, if I could choose a way to pick them to attack, that's what I'd pick. But these Mess and Arcturus are going to head somewhere. Let's just see how this fight goes. Where they go? Yeah, they want to go through to Fortuna. Well, I don't think they're going to have much luck. Okay, so now where are we at? Yeah, over 2,000 on the attack. Where are they attacking? Chiriclo and Velius. Okay, so I guess I just send my fleet up that way. And this isn't going to last too much longer. Let's at least get into Philomela and then see what happens. So that's just a very unusual... It's the first time they've taken that path. There's a second cruiser. Okay, yep, here they're going to come in here. So let's just smash the snot out of them as they come in, shall we? Okay, well there's that. Wow, over 4,000 attacking. Most of them in Velius. Where are they at? And some are going this way, but quite a bit want to come in here. So let's just wait for them. Can't be too much longer until we get the shard anyway. But we're up over 8,000 ships, pushing 9,000 ships now. Velius Command Station under attack, don't care. And there is... Yeah, we lost that, but we got the new shard. Okay, so now for the capital. But we've got to build the next shard, which is going to be very close. It's going to be right next door in Yevon. We're going to build that there and probably build the capital there as well. Going to get a bunch more shipyards, expand our fleet, all of that fun stuff. Now, there's enough in here. Yeah, they're starting to float into MJ12. The question is, you know, can we defend both places effectively? And this is just closer to home. So I think probably Philomela can defend itself, but we're about to find out. Because I'm going to send everybody back here. And I want to clean this up before I actually go ahead and build that 5th city hub. Again, I just want to take a brief pause to make sure that we're not totally overextending ourselves. And as it turns out, here we are in Kashyyyk, and they've just got a bunch of ships hanging out. This is Minerva, rather. This is next door in Kashyyyk, where we just jumped in. MJ12 is fine. They're not coming into Philomela. There's going to be more coming. This is Palace, which is got a bunch of ships that just came in. They're going to probably slide off this way. But they're not pressing us particularly hard, so I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to send this ship into Yavin and get going on that final city hub. And here they come, bearing down our next in Kashyyyk. Wow, look at all that. Velius destroyed. They took a long time doing it, and they continue to come, and we continue to blow them up. Of course, we long ago lost our Mark V Spire starship, but relatively speaking, it just don't matter at this point. Yep, okay, we'll go and abandon this and go right into MJ12. And there's our final city constructed, so I need to get some business done there. Now, we're going to have just the one shard reactor, and we don't even need it for powering stuff here. The Hab Center, and then we're going to want 4 shipyards. Then when you're done with that, let's go ahead and queue up that galactic capital, because I want that to be in here as well. So all kinds of fun stuff going to happen in here. Now let's see where we're at on engineers. There we are, get those built. And so all of this is going to tool up in Yavin, and we're going to have a bunch more ships. Then of course once the capital goes, that's going to give us a lot more. Sylvia under attack, that's not good. Okay, they're feeding through... Where are they coming from? They're coming from and going to various directions. Well, you know what? There's our main fleet in MJ12. Let's just check this out first. I think I want to go and help them out since we seem to be good everywhere else. Vilius there. Yeah, we're down to about 2,000 threat again. So we're really looking pretty strong. And okay, it looks like Sylvia's going to survive just fine anyway. We lost the command station. No, it's not going to survive just fine. Okay. There isn't anything left, so we destroyed the attackers. But we're going to have some problems with probably all of these autocannon mini-pods. Either way, we want to get this rebuilt as soon as possible. And now it is capital time. This is the galactic capital in Yavin. Some more ships that we've built. Everything has been going extremely well. Still got to do the survey to find out where the core of the Emperor's ship is. But we have even recaptured Deimos. The last fallen Spire wave that we just absorbed, they got and destroyed Kashyyyk for the umpteenth time. That's about it. They have not been able to consistently mount a threat. Our fleet is definitely being upgraded and expanded faster than their attacks are. Part of which, of course, is the lower difficulty, but also a big part of it is just the advanced paces which we've been doing things, just pounding through and through and through. And now you can see we're down to about 1,500 threat. There just isn't much going on. Now, research-wise, we have unlocked the Spire battleship, the Spire dreadnought, the shield module Mark IV, the heavy beam cannon Mark IV, and the rail cannon Mark IV. We've got a couple thousand left, not enough to do any more of this, but I'm not going to do any more Spire colony ships. I don't think I want the lasers and the plasma per se. So we pretty much should be able to max these out. And of course what we're going to do immediately, which one is it? Yeah, this is one of these shipyards I had set for our main one. So we've got 6 cruisers and 12 destroyers going on at the moment. And of course now we're going to build our battleships and our dreadnoughts. Outfit those. We'll get 1 dreadnought, 3 battleships per usual. Going to add that to our fleet. As soon as we complete this survey, we're going to know where we're going to go, and we're going to head off for that immediately with basically everything we have. Because honestly, right now, the Fallen Spire Exos is all we're going to hit. We're not going to get any more event stuff until we actually build the Transceiver. And the Fallen Spire Exos are simply not doing enough to threaten to wipe us out, even with no defense in here. Alright, let's take a look at our battleship as compared to the previous version. Now we've got 1.2 million health, and we can double that with Shield Module 4. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to do the heavy beam cannons. Now we can't do the biggest one while grabbing the shield. So what we're going to do is we're just going to march on down the rest of these. There we go. And then we'll do some rail cannons. And there it is. So we've got 2 of the Mark III rail cannons. 3,000 times 12. And then 2 of the 3,000 times 6. So every 6 seconds we're firing off 18 heavy beam cannons. And then we've got, 4 of the rail cannons of infinite range. Alright, less than a minute before our survey completes, and we've got our happy dreadnought. And what I want to do here is split the difference. We're going to go with 2 shields. So each of these can add 2.4 million shielding to its normal 2.4. It can double it, while also mounting 2 of these ridiculous things, which, compared to this one, they can hit 40 different things instead of 12. It's every 4 seconds instead of every 5. So it just basically gives many more of those. And then we can continue marching down on these and throw in a couple rail cannons just for the fun. So yeah, just massive, massive, stupid amounts of damage coming off that thing. And also, it's got health of 4.8 million. So it is not going to be easy to destroy either. So the survey is complete. We'll smash into this on the way because our goal is Thisbe right there. It's just 3 jumps away from Deimos. Now, I did have to reload twice because the first time they wanted to give me Larissa. And the second time they wanted to give me Phoebe. No, thank you. Could I do that? Sure. Not spending the time. Not in this game. So, it's time to send most of what we have to smash through to Thisbe, and I'll come back when we get there. So here we are in Thisbe, core world of the Speed Racer AI, and obviously job 1 is to knock out this, the orbital mass driver. Boom, that's gone. Now we're going to absorb the initial push of everything they can throw at us, strategic reserve, etc. And I brought everything in here. We are doing just fine absorbing the exo waves still, so you can see just we obliterate things as they show up, which is a nice little plan to have. Now let's get rid of that, and we want to start just cleaning it out so that no matter where the shard materializes, it will not be a big problem. Now look at all this coming in. They do not like us coming in from their homeworld, and momentarily, even a few of them getting through our rampage, but not much. Just an absolute slaughterhouse. And it's a beautiful thing. Now I want to knock out everything here. And a lot of this is for what happens when the survey ship comes in. We make sure it's still okay. It is, and that's because I've got a Cloaker starship by it. So it's waiting for us to wrap up our business. And here comes more. Let's see, let's just work our way towards some of these guard posts. While all of this, they've got, let's see, they've got a bunch of riots. They've got a bunch of the mini-rams. Bunch of tractor platforms, and if we did not have a massive fleet, we would actually care. Oh yeah, let's get rid of that arachnid. There it is. I want to stay away. Hang on a second. Let's see what kind of range we're looking at here. Yeah, we're just in range of the... Yep, okay, it's firing at us. Let's move out here. Stay away from that. And again, we've lost some ships, but we have 50 frigates. The Dreadnought, 3 battleships, 6 cruisers. We're losing nothing big here. Come on. And frankly, all of our Spire ships barely touched. So we've just lost chaff. You can see they're attacking us now. back in our home area, but we don't have to worry about that. Let's hop right over here into the middle of the system, and let's bring in our survey team. And now it's just a matter of waiting. Okay, and here it is. The ship's being swallowed is in Kashyyyk. Nothing too serious there. They might actually, there's a few powerful ships in there. Minerva has some. They might actually take that out, and it really doesn't matter. Here's what matters. Our lovely shard. 15 hops. That's going to be a very long distance. Another issue with using this type of map. And we, of course, are going to group up with it. I have left the plasma siege and missile frigates back at home because I don't want them to slow this down. Now, I do want to do this slightly different this time. Namely, I'm just going to group all of this up. And then I'm going to move in steps. Once I get into Deimos, I'll take a brief, because they tend to separate out at the jumps, I'll take a brief respite there to regroup and then push on. And then Eunomia, and then once we get there, thankfully, things will be much faster, assuming we do get there. But one thing at a time. I didn't set up any extra turrets or anything like that. We're just doing this, protecting it with the Spire fleet, which should be sufficient. But we'll find out. And those you can just go back home to. So here we are in Slan, making our way through the long, slow journey back home. Main thing I'm looking at here is just the Shard and the Spire ships. Everything else can just sort of wait. Yeah, okay, you're going to kill all that stuff. That's fine. Of course, I remember using the golems for this last time. Made things a little bit better for us. So we're just going to have to plow through whatever we run into. Okay, 13 hops now. Spire fleet still looking fine. Shard at 100%. There's a long ways to go yet, but it is looking good now. Deimos has some attackers. We'll work on clearing those out when we get there. Those blade spawners doing a bit of a nice job, and of course our long-range guns, the main deal here. Okay, now, yep, they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. We want to head off to Hygeia, yeah, all the way up to Eunomia. So let's group up about here, and everybody's fairly together now. We do have a logistics command station, so it's just a long journey across the system. But let's go ahead and pop over to Eunomia. We're actually getting a bit of repairing done in here. The Shard and the fleet still doing just fine. Up over 6,000 ships, approaching 7,000 ships as we make our way home with the core of the Emperor's ship. Thankfully, this is a short jump. Everything's still looking good. Into Arcturus. Another short jump. Not a whole lot of resistance here. What about Europa? And this is a long one. Every time I've gone through here, this has been the long part. Kashyyyk is dead. I don't think I really care. Nope, I don't think I do. Let's just double check what's going on in here. Should be fine with that. Sylvia. Nothing severe in here. Yeah, it's all cloak ships. Okay, meanwhile, we are about to make the jump to Eunomia, and then we can start moving a little faster as we hop, skip, and jump into the homeworld. Let's just pause here for a minute. Bingo. Okay, now let's take the rest of the journey. The rest of it will all be with logistics support from the command station. $8,000 and rising. It's rising slowly, but it is rising. Another fallen Spire wave is spooling up. So far, this has overall been an absolute walk in the park journey. And frankly, the hard part of it should be over. Because now we are getting into territory where we're behind our defensive lines. And we move into Eris. Around the circle we go. Sibylla next. Approaching 10,000 ships on the chase. But soon they will stop generating. And on we go to MJ12. So sliding around the outer perimeter, and then we'll move to the inside there. You can see we're definitely getting some hitching going on here. And just dropped it down one more level so it's a little bit more smoother. They're trying to track all of those AI ships and other systems, I think is what's going on here. You can see Eunomia, Sylvia. Let's see how things are going in here. They're slamming right into our defenses and not doing a great job. The Hyperion is destroyed. We don't care. That's way up there. Matter of fact, that's a totally useless system now. And into Mercury we go. I don't even need the fleet with the shard anyway, but I'm going to keep it going on. See, and they're still gradually escalating up more than we're killing. Oh, lost Sylvia. So that's unfortunate. You know, I think I'm gonna turn around now. There we go. And I'm gonna turn the fleet back to Sylvia, except for, of course, our shard, which will continue on its merry way. Let me make sure that is done. Yep, okay, that's going, and they're going back. And that's just to start cleaning things up. I don't see any risk in the interior here. And it doesn't look like we even need it. They took care of things by themselves. We've just got to be able to rebuild in here, which we'll do shortly. And we are back safe and sound. We are ready to build our transceiver. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup first, adjust a few things, but basically our fleet and our defenses held admirably. We lost the command station in here, but the Spire hub itself held. MJ12 held without our help, and nobody even seems to have wanted to attack the one in Palace. So our defensive perimeter very much intact, and I think we're ready to really tempt fate and just blow the door open on this. As soon as we get a couple things cleared out, I'm going to pull the trigger on the transceiver. That'll be happening next time. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. We are now hurtling towards the conclusion. More AI war will continue.